Welcome, everybody. We're here with Stephanie from Adspert, a great Amazon ad software, here to give us a little demo today. I'm very excited. Stick around because it's a great software that you may not have heard about before, but it will be worth it. All right, welcome, guys, and welcome, Stephanie. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining the channel.
Thanks, David. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to our chat.
Me too. Yeah, so just before we get to have a look at your software, which a lot of people will be excited to learn about, let's maybe just have a quick background info on Adspert, on yourself, maybe. How did Adspert get started? What's the origin story? What made you do it?
So personally, Adspert is my second startup, but I'm in the AI world now for 25 years. I think the difference is in the past, you couldn't say anything about AI because everybody was freaking out and saying, oh, no, I don't want any AI on my stock portfolios or on my optimization. I prefer rule-based or I do it manually. The world changed dramatically over the last 3 years, and now everybody is looking for AI. It's perfect for us. So the company is around now for 14 years. And last year, Miracle, one of the leader in marketplaces, bought Adspert specific for the great AI. And one of our goal now is for the future, not only optimizing Amazon, Walmart, eBay. Our goal is in 12 months, optimizing the next 100 marketplaces worldwide.
Okay, very nice. Well, congratulations on the exit, I guess. But you're going to stay at Adspert for a while?
Yes, because it's the next chapter here at Adspert. So I'm really looking forward to grow Adspert together with Miracle.
Perfect. And what would you say was one of your major learnings in that time building the software?
There's a fun fact, to be honest. So before we set up or before we start Adspert, we were developing a software for banks specific stock portfolios with our AI. And when we get our first clients, they were saying, "Oh yeah, can you see the software?" And I say, "Oh yeah, you can come over. We show you the code." I was not understanding that you need a dashboard. And the major learnings over time is the dashboards has to be so simple and intuitive that people expecting coming to a software, looking for the magic triangle or magic button, ideal-wise called autopilot, just plug in their account, click on autopilot, and then 3 days later, their sales doubled, their revenue doubled. So what I mean with that, so building an UI, simple, understandable, easy to read, with maybe easy understanding what you should do. That is what Adspert is doing for years now. Even with every new feature Amazon developing, we put in another section in Adspert, but it has to be simple, simple, simple. And that is, I think, a big challenge for every tool provider.
Yeah, I understand that completely also for myself. When I try new software, I don't really have time to watch tutorials. I'm too lazy. I just want to see how it works and get me results. So totally get that. Well, shall we have a look at Adspert then?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let me just turn on your screen. And I think you are ready to go.
Yeah, and by the way, in the past, I would say 3 or 4 years ago, I would going into every small detail. What I would like to show today, I would say, is a major page for everybody, how to set up goals. And on that page showing what is the USP of Adspert, for instance. So what you can see here is
Let me just make it a little bit bigger.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I can also make it a little bigger, so it's maybe better readable.
Yep,
So we are here in control and in performance group and goals. So that means how Adspert is thinking. We are thinking in performance. By the way, can you see my mouse here? I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is, for instance, one performance group called learning. It has a revenue goal. So we have two goal types in Adspert. The standard is a revenue goal type, and the second one is a profit goal type. For revenue goal type, we're just taking all the data from an Amazon account. For profit optimization, we do additional information directly from our customers, means COGS data, or additional data from Amazon, everything around VAT, platform cost, everything what is important to really calculate the profit. So in that example, we use 13 campaigns. So how customers think on our end, they have, for instance, new campaigns in the market, or they have top performer, what they can group together, and then they can set up a goal. What kind of goals can you set up at Adspert is typically an ACOS goal, it's a maximize sales, or is a ROAS goal. And you can see also immediately what is the USP or one of the USPs of Adspert. If you, for instance, said, okay, in the past I had a goal of 18, but I have to be much more profitable, so I only can allow a 12. We have a scenario feature that helps you understanding what does it mean exactly for your revenue. If you, for instance, go in and say, okay, I have to change my goal from 18 to 12, or you can see also here your current goal and your new goal. You can see, okay, I will probably lose 20% of my sales. And here you can see I will lose 40% of my revenue. So you see immediately an impact without spending any single euro or dollar in your account. And if that is not enough, we have a kind of an autopilot that gives you a hint by setting up your goal, and that is in that section. As you can see here, for instance, is red. May is not the perfect goal setup right now. But that is a demo account, so pay not too much attention to every detail here.
Yeah, I was wondering about the detail of CBR. What does it say next to ACOS? CRR, maybe?
That is from CRR. That's we can optimize Google and Microsoft as well. And in the Google world, everybody would call it CRR instead of ACOS. So ACOS is a term developed from Amazon, but to be honest, it's quite old. It's called typically CRR. So what is the percentage of your revenue, what you can set up? And that is a other term in the Google world, I would say.
So does that mean you also do Google ads?
Yeah, we also do Google and Microsoft. So search term optimization, not only e-commerce for marketplaces. And if you then set up a goal, a lot of customer ask us, but I want to have a little bit control. Even I use an AI, I want a little bit maximum and minimum, and that is what you can set up here. We always have a suggestion. Adspert prefer just the maximum bit, but also some clients prefer also minimum bit, and that you can set up here as well. And if you set up that goal here, what Adspert is doing, we go on the deepest level on every keyword for all these campaigns on every ASIN and set the optimal bid. We also set an optimal bid for hours. So we use intraday bidding as well. We use all the bid modifier, Amazon allowing, and we do that everything behind the curtain. For us, it's the most important thing. We have to know what the customer want to reach, and then the AI is running by themselves.
So does the goal is set on campaign level, and then every keyword is trying to reach that goal, or is it that the campaign in total just has to meet the goal?
The performance group in total has to reach that goal, and that means here are 13 campaigns. That means some conversions could be above 18, some conversions could be below 18, but on average, we should reach 18. And how we do that, you can see that is a goal. We give current status, how we reach that goal, and for context, also some other metrics. And that can also customer customize by themselves what kinds of metrics they want to see.
Okay.
So that is the most important page. And what customers are doing here, they set up their strategy. So they have top performer, they can group, or also new products in the markets, and then they can set that up. I know some of our competitors also allowing that on ad group level or on product level. Here in Adspert, we believe, as you remember, what is the most learning, you have to sacrifice at some level. If you set that on ad group level, often customers come to us with hundreds of campaigns. Imagine you would try to set that up on ad group level. And then if you set up all the same goal, why not setting that up on campaign level?
Yeah, I mean, in most cases, you only want one ad group per campaign anyway. So,
yeah. So that is the most important page. And we also guided customer. We have a health status. If we think there's something you can improve, for instance, here's an example for that performance group called Pure Performers. We have here an assistant. You can click on it and you get some suggestion what you can improve to be more successful with your goal setup.
Okay.
I can
What does
open.
it say there? I can't quite read it.
So here you can see, so for instance, here's a suggestion that we want to have more budget on that
Hmm.
campaign. Then you can click on it, accept it, and then automatically get populated to the account.
Can you also automate the budgets, or is that like a one-time adjustment?
So that is an adjustment because we believe we can do better in performance,
Hmm.
but we only adjust budgets if the customer is allowing it. So it's not
Hmm.
automatic. We are not saying, okay, we do it by ourselves. The customer has to accept that.
Yeah,
And
okay.
we have also a dedicated page just for budget suggestions,
Hmm.
where we also suggest lowering budget. It's not always like
Hmm.
Amazon saying, please increase. It could be also lowering.
Yeah, cool. So in terms of USP, I think you mentioned that at the start. It's probably the profit-focused
Exactly.
automation that's still in my head for
Yeah,
Adspert.
profit and our scenario feature here, and something what you cannot see directly. So I say 13 campaigns in it. That is our third USP. You can group campaigns from different marketplaces. If you, for instance, sell in Germany or in France or in UK, you can group that. So how
Hmm.
customers from us usually use that, they have their major marketplace where they say, okay, I have a dedicated structure because it's my most important
Hmm.
marketplace. And
Yeah.
then they have a lot of smaller marketplaces. They
Hmm.
don't have time, but they know for all of these kind of products, I have an ACOS
Hmm.
of 15, for that I have an ACOS of 5, and then they group that together
Perfect.
in a goal structure.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I always suggest to people as well in consulting calls, that if you're kind of scared about using automation, you can still use it for secondary marketplaces, secondary products to get started, get a feeling for it, and it will usually be better than not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great stuff.
And if you're big enough, so as you can see here, it's a main goal and it's a second goal. As a certain type of customer, we also allowing a second goal. So that means, for instance, typically what customer using, they set up a performance goal, and then they can set up a second goal, and that is mostly then a budget goal, for instance, maximize my sales.
Hmm.
For instance, what they then can use. But it's that is not for every customer and every size of customer.
So it means if the first goal is kind of secure, it will try to reach the second, or how does it?
And not 100%. I would say it reaches the easiest goal. So what you cannot set up
Hmm.
is, for instance, I would like to have an ACOS of 18, but I would like to have a maximized sales and I have a million. And please spend a million. So there
Yeah.
are some circumstances that is not reachable. So that's why what Adspert is doing, they take the easiest goal or the first goal, let's say the ACOS goal, and then
Hmm.
they stretch that. So
Yeah.
typically, maybe they would not spend more than 2,000 euros per day, but with that second goal, maybe they spend 3,000, but then it's maximum what they can reach. But you can also see that in the context of the scenario feature, what is possible and what not.
And just to be clear, I guess you mentioned it in the intro, but you're using actual machine learning, real
Yes.
machine learning, not some rules,
No,
algorithm.
based system. It's actually really real AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, machine
So,
learning. And we also happy to explain that to our customers. So we have dedicated webinars where we explain the algorithm. For our enterprise clients, we go into it should be not a black box. We have, for instance, also a log feature where we explain every detail what we are doing here at Adspert.
yeah,
It's very important that everybody is allowed to understand what we are doing and how we do.
nice. Are there any other features you wanted to show us today?
Everybody is looking for bid management, but at the end, the second very important step here at Adspert is everything around keyword harvesting and keyword refinement. So just really easy step into it. So that is an example where we suggest new keywords. So we find that keyword here in an auto campaign. We give some context to it. How good is that keyword? And then you have two options. You can either go with the default of Adspert, or you can go with your own suggested way how you would like to add keywords. So you can see here again that is a default, but you can also add a keyword to an existing ad group, or you can add a keyword to a totally new campaign. Here you can see a structure how that campaign could be structured, or a third option is you go only with campaigns, exact campaigns or phrase, and that is specific one request from our agency partner. You can also immediately build brand campaigns or generic campaigns and then have some rules when it is set up in these specific campaigns. With that bigger view, we can work with existing campaigns, also with new campaigns. Often clients ask us or prospect when they come to us, but I have a big structured account. I don't want to start from scratch. A lot of tools asking that. We say, no, you don't have to start from scratch because you spent already so much money for your advertisement. We can work with your existing account. And that is what you can do with Criterion Hub. Plug in your existing campaigns, start with new campaigns. So that is what we can do here. And it's quite heavy feature. That's why I don't want to go into details, just showing what is all possible. That is a suggestion mode, but of course you can also go with an automatic mode. Like I mentioned at the beginning, everybody is looking for an autopilot feature. And that is also possible here.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then a really third option, because everything around bidding and harvesting at the end, everybody want to see analytics. And that is, I think that is open in a new page. So we have dedicated, should I share? I think.
Yeah, to research.
Yeah, let me share that just. So I shared. I'm not sure if you have to open that.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is our whole analytics section where we have a dedicated insights in a lot of sales view, profitability, channel listing, buy box performance. So that is a whole section by himself just for analytics, because people want to have a dedicated insights. They want somebody who's taking action, and they want to have insight. And we covered both.
Yeah.
And I think that is way than enough. Of course, I can show you the software for the next 45 minutes, but I think that is a good understanding what we are capable for.
Perfect. I guess that was already a great insight into your tool. Then I just have some final questions maybe to finish things off.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to show one more thing.
No, that's fine.
Perfect. So, third question that I have for you is, where do you see Adspert and yourself in 5 years?
So I see myself here at Adspert leading further the development of Adspert, but not as a product, so more from the managing perspective. And right now we support 4 marketplaces, and one of our next step is 100 marketplaces. So there are marketplaces specific in the US, worked with Criteo, Miracle Marketplaces, of course. Then Amazon is doing a big step into that field. So now they're open their ad software. Right now, I think it is 5 marketplaces. So that is where we are developing further right now. OTC, Macy's is coming soon. So because Amazon is so challenging for every seller, you have to extend in other marketplaces, and that is where Adspert is on the side of a seller. So I would say if we talk in a year, probably we will have 50 to 100 new marketplaces running here. So that is what we're developing right now. One tool for all your marketplaces when it comes to bidding and analytics.
Okay, and what about the AI development? Do you feel like you're just going to use kind of somebody else's AI at some point, or are you going to continue your own AI basically to run things?
Thanks for asking, because that is so obvious. We are an AI company, so my co-founder and I, we're doing it now for 25 years. That is one of our USPs, but nobody will value a USP. How everybody is seeing what feature do you have, for which marketplaces you can offer. Of course, we're developing our AI constantly further, and that is absolute normal process. I'm not even speak about it, but thanks for that question. We will have our own AI for sure.
Sweet. Although, do you not see a little bit of a danger with the marketplace expansion that you're kind of losing the focus on Amazon? Is that not? I kind of see that with a lot of tools that get bigger. Eventually, they lose a little bit.
So that was, to be honest, when we originally started 14 years ago and started for the Google optimization, we developed everything hard coded into the Google DNA But then we decided, no, we want to go broader. So that's why we open our algorithm to more platforms. Typically, we need 3 to 4 months for a new marketplace. And for us, it's very important, and that's why we're focusing on e-commerce. It has to be a PPC model behind it, and click-based model behind it. For instance, that's why a social is not interesting for us, because it's a totally different setup behind where our algorithm not immediately can adapt. So we really also checking if these marketplaces fits into it. And how we build our AI, it's that we can easily plug in new marketplaces.
Mhm. Perfect. Sweet. And then just one final question, because I'm planning to do this as a series, and you're basically now the first software to join the series. What would you like to ask a future founder or another founder of an Amazon software on this channel? Anything you want to
Oh,
ask?
that is a really good question. Luckily, I'm the first one. I think one of the questions I would ask, if you develop the software again, would you change your ideal customer profile? For
Mm,
instance, here at Adspert, we are working for two groups, self-service and enterprise, and it's quite
mm,
challenging, especially if you do it for self-service. Everybody has to be self-explaining. Nobody wants to read anymore or see videos. So
mm.
would you change that if you develop it again?
Okay. And would you?
No, we wouldn't. The good thing, so the most of the software or tool providers for AI for Amazon is working for enterprise level, and
Mm,
you need a lot of people behind it to explain what is going on. We are working at the same time also for self-service. It means it has to be self-explaining, and you have to deal with small numbers of data and provide good results. So that is
mm.
quite challenging. Working for a big amount of data, having good results is easy, but for small
Yeah.
data, delivering good
Oh,
results,
yeah.
you need a really good AI.
Indeed, indeed. Well, thanks a lot, Stephanie. That was very insightful. It was great to learn about Adspert. Where should people head to if they want to check you out, if they want to get a trial?
Come to our website. There is a free trial, 30 days. Build your own idea of what Adspert is capable for your account, and try it. And I think, David, there's also a
I do
discount.
actually. Good that you bring it up. Let me just put it on the screen. Yeah, so go to adspert.net, and if you use the code DDSIM, you will get 30% off this first 6 months. So yeah, no reason not to try it out, and also enough time to really give it a good try. All right.
Thanks for the
So yeah, thank you, and I'll see you around in the future.
See you. Bye bye.